In this video, we'll look at the extended functions on the VEGAMET. So in this case, we're going to now set up and adjust the outputs for our measuring loop. So we're going to assign relay 2 and relay 1 to measuring loop 1, as well as assign the current output on this device to measuring loop 1. Once we've done that, we go back to measuring loop 1, and we go to relay 1. For relay 1, we now have the option to change the how the relay activates based on switching points. So we're going to have it switch at 90%. We can change the delay time on the relay, so we can have a few seconds delay between levels being reached and the relay activating. We can also change relay 2, and here you can see all the options you have for the relay, multiple different options. Each one has a graphical image showing you what it means, how the relay will activate and deactivate based on levels. It's very powerful, and all the relays can be assigned to different channels and changed how they operate. We're also going to change the current output. So the VEGAMET has a 420 milliamp output to allow you to output percentage or linear percentage to a third-party device such as a BMS or a Internet of Things controller. In this screen, under this measuring loop, we can also change the damping time. So we can, if the measurement is jumping around too much, we can put a 5-second integration time, which will level out the readings from the sensor. We can make adjustments to the sensor settings that we inputted originally using the quick wizard. We can adjust the scaling, change the volume, change how it displays, and we can adjust the linearization we can change the tank chart. We can tell it that it's no longer a horizontal cylinder, but a rectangular. Lots of options within that setting. Also, using the Bluetooth, we can go to the simulation mode, and here we can actually simulate the controller to show different levels along the scale that we've already told it that the tank will operate, and we can input those as a millimeter, as a percentage, or as a scaled literage, for instance. And we simply click on the simulation value, change the value to the value that we want to simulate, in this case 500 liters, and the gauge will show 500 liters, and all of the relay switching will also be activated by this. So if we've set the gauge to trigger relays based on a height of 2,900 liters, we can simulate 3,000 liters and see how the relays interact. Final thing we can do in here is go to test and documentation, and then prepare device documentation. We can put in a title of the site, the sensor in the site. In this case, we'll just call it Site X. Click Finish, and from the app directly, it will generate a PDF with the site name on it and with every single setting that has already been pre-calibrated into the device. You can see on here that it gives you a menu of everything that's going to be contained within the PDF, and then it tells you the device data, the tag, how the display was set up, what measured values we're taking in, how the display colors will change based on operating states, and we can see the scaling that we've inputted. We can see the linearization, the tank calibration chart that's been inputted. We can see a linearization curve. We can see what type of vessel and any other adjustments, and how the relays will activate, as well as diagnostics of the device at the time that this document was printed. So once you printed it, you can then save it, email it, and it gives a really nice documentation of everything that happened on site.